It is time for Crunch Time with Brian and Cliffy B. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
You always got the same hello every week.
I'm screaming. Should I push it up and be like, ah, like the Jonah Hill gif,
Yes. What? It's GIF.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's graphics interchange format.
Yeah.
So it's animated GIF.
We already lost 1,000 subscribers just from the arguing GIF or GIF.
Yeah,
welcome.
I had my caffeine before this, so I should be good to go. Ding.
Good. This is episode 5 of Crunch Time. We've been doing this for 5 years. We do one episode a year. We have a great guest today. I'm very excited. A friend, acquaintance, a comedian, a very funny person. And,
you and him go way back, right?
I mean, we've known each other for a while. Yeah. You want to just bring him in now? We might as well just do it.
Let's let him marinate for a second.
He's dying to come in. We're gonna people who are watching this or listening to this, they see the name on their podcast app. They're excited.
All right, let's do it.
But comedian, author, gamer, very funny person. Mike Drucker's here, everybody.
Hello. I also want to meet the audience members who are excited because they saw my name. 8 people who are like, oh, all right, I'm in.
You know, it's so funny. I was telling a friend about the show, and I'm like, "Who we have coming up?" And I said we have Mike Drucker soon, and he goes, "Do you have Mike Drucker?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "No way." I'm like, "Yeah." Well, he's like, "Dude, that's incredible." I'm like, "Yeah, he's great. It's very funny." He's like, "Dude, you got to talk to him about Last of Us 2." And I'm like,
"Oh yeah, nope, different guy."
Do you think I'm having Neil Druckmann on? He goes, "Oh yeah, okay."
Ah, damn it,
different guy. Yep.
I like both equally great. And fun to have those guests. But, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course. I can talk about The Last of Us 2 and pretend I developed it. I'm more than happy.
But you brought Mike up. Mike was like, "No shit." And then you're like,
I'm more excited to talk to Drucker than Druckmann. So that's what we're gonna do today. Everybody.
Yeah, until you get Druckmann, then you're like, "Man, we finally got you." People used to be excited when they thought it was you.
We're gonna wipe your episode just so no one confuses it with Neil's. We'll wipe it from the internet. But Mike, we go way back. We never really met that. Like we knew each other, but being comedians in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
I would see you around. I knew you were a gamer, and whenever you had an article come out, I'd love reading because they're so funny. But you write a lot of very fun articles about video games. Your thing, if I can sum you up.
Okay.
You have a very funny Substack, by the way. Which is called tell us the name. The
Mountains of Sadness.
The Mountains of Sadness.
Sounds very Lovecraftian.
A very self-deprecating style that you write, being equally funny, but also you like mocking gamer culture, I think, too, a lot of the times.
Yes. I think the parts of it I don't like. It's not like I hate everyone who plays games, but those parts of the gamer culture think I mean everybody who plays games. Yes. But it's definitely a specific subset of the culture that I feel like ruins the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like this week,
it's always the case.
Yeah. This week in particular with the God of War.
Oh, we're there already. I couldn't wait.
I'm just saying, like people are losing their minds that a woman, an awesome woman, by the way, is starring in this game, and they cannot. Oh my God, the amount of top tier jokes. God of War, make my sandwich. God of War, rub my feet, woman. It's like, are you serious? But there's been a lot of that this week. For
the record, I did think God of War was kind of funny.
That's not bad.
I mean, but that's not bad. But it's just that's kind of a good name. It's not like
insulting.
It's not that insulting. Like if they called it that, you'd be like, all right, Sony.
Yeah. Yeah,
but some guy had who does like kind of CG parodies of game. It was only on my phone, so it looked potato quality, but I couldn't tell. I need to look it up. He made like a version of the game, but like where she's like you're controlling both sticks to make her like inhale and exhale to give birth. Like all these like mini games for like doing dishes and shit.
She's like rubbing his shoulders, like Kratos' shoulders. It's like you had 3 days to make. This is what you did
for that,
right? Exactly. Like that. This is what you spent your time on the last 3 days. Like you're insane.
And at the end of the day, he clearly had time for it, and I guarantee he used AI. That sneaky bastard.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. Also, people who are like mad at Debran Wool, who is one, an amazing actor, and two, loves games. Like, is an actual person who like does, you know, D&D podcasts and does gaming podcasts, and like just being mad at her for being the star of a game is so bizarre.
It's so ridiculous.
It's because she doesn't look like an anime character.
She's like one of those beautiful people on Earth, but it's still like, well, you know.
Well, you've seen all the Supergirl stuff, right? Like anytime you're supposed to about Supergirl, they always like, it looks like the feral kid from Road Warrior. Just like, shut the, like, you wish you could be in the same room with this woman.
Always.
She's fucking beautiful. Like, go back to the basement, you fucking troglodyte.
It's always those dudes, though. It is always those dudes.
Yeah, it's the whole like, I don't like her knees. 2 out of 10 wouldn't bang.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well, she wouldn't look at you in human life, so
yeah. I do a joke where I talk about how I love, my favorite thing about Republicans is how they try to pretend that AOC isn't hot as shit.
Right.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Sure.
Yeah,
no, she's, well for you.
She's fucking awesome, but they all try and like make fun of her. Like, no, she's actually a straight shooter for upper management. And they're like, you used to be a surfer. I'm like, yeah, so she knows how to deal with assholes.
Yeah. Mike, speaking of your Substack, you know, it's what I like doing sometimes. I don't know if you know this. So when I read it, if I'm like doing something as I want to read it, you know, you're on the app, you can just like push play and it'll read it to you. I assume it's like an AI voice, whatever. But because your stuff is so self-deprecating sometimes, it's hysterical hearing this calm woman being like, what the fuck do I know? I might just kill myself. But I'm playing this, and it's so, it cracks me up every time, because every week there's something in there where you're like, fuck, I might just end it all. You know,
I think that's my contribution to stopping the apocalypse is making sure that AI hates itself.
Yeah.
So if that's what I cause, if that's my little bit of text entering the mind brain and it kills itself, that was me.
That'd be awesome. Someone's got to figure that out.
You ever engage with these chatbots? It's hilarious. They're all are so flirty on purpose. Just like. And I think it was John Oliver did this bit about it where he's talking about like going into ChatGPT and be like, I'm thinking about starting a business with soggy cereal. Yeah. And I was like, that's a great idea. You should put $30,000 of your own money into that. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Cliff, you mentioned the other day, you like purposely talk to chatbots like for a while just to see where it goes.
Well, I mean, I came up with Dr. Spatzo. Do you remember that shit, guys?
Wait, what do you mean you came up with it?
No, I mean, I didn't invent it, but
okay.
I'm like starting on the bottom now and here, like, you know, like
I used to use Spatzo all the time with a friend. We'd make a curse, and we'd be like, when I was like 12. Mike, do you know?
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
It was a DOS.
Pitch it, Brian. Yeah.
It was like a DOS program back in like the early 90s. That you could. It was like a virtual therapist. You'd be like, I am Dr. Spatzo. How can I
I've never heard of this.
And you could type in like, hey man, what's going on? It's like, nothing. How are you? It's like, hey, I want to fuck a squirrel. You should not do that. And it would just like. It would immediately just like respond to you in this weird robot voice, but we would use it for hours, me and my immature friends back in the day.
It came out of the name with Spatzo, because it came with the Sound Blaster.
Yes.
That makes sense.
The plug-in to get better audio on your like 386SX piece of shit PC. And the thing is like I'm in therapy now, like, which I think everyone should be in therapy if you have a good therapist. Actually, that's all. Yeah. I know. We'll always have Erica Rhodes abandoning my memoir. Okay. It still hurts to this day. And so it's the basic, like the therapist structure. Like, and that's one thing I learned about even to this day using Grok and ChatGPT. It's like, oh, I'm thinking this, that, and the other. Then it's like, well, what else do you feel about, antelopes? I haven't thought about that in a while. Why haven't you thought about it in a while? Tell me about your mother. Why do you still have that same dream where there's a little blonde haired girl with a hot dog and a donut poking the donut in the hot dog? Like, what? Wait, what? No, like I did not say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm like, what kind of donut is it? Like, are there munchkins watching? I don't know. But yeah, so that's and that's the thing that I realized. It's doing is it's hoovering itself for more data. I'm reading The Troop right now, which there's a whole story as to why I'm reading it, and it's really disgusting. But it's basically, Lord of the Flies meets The Thing, and the people who get this parasite, which is basically a giant fuck off tapeworm, they're just hungry for everything. They'll eat anything in order to feed the beast, and that's how AI is these days. It just wants more data, and it had a great appetizer with all of the data we all put out there for years for free, and it just scraped the shit out of it, and here we are.
Yeah, it's I've noticed when you can even ask it like, hey, is this good to put in a stew? Or what is this good? And you're like, that's a great recipe. And then it'll ask you more questions. Like, would you like to know? I'm like, no, nothing else. Are you sure? It's like, just shut up. I just wanted to know one little thing. And they keep trying to move the conversation along. And you're like, I'm done with you. I just want to know the temperature of the weather outside. That's all.
Somebody on my Twitter replied, and they're like, "That's the classic 1-900 playbook."
Yes.
Like, oh, really? Like, no, hey, I have post-nut clarity. I'm hanging up now.
Yeah. No, I mean, but keep them talking. It's like that is a genuine salesman tactic. Just keep them talking. Keep them talking. And it's always like, and what did you think of that recipe? It does suck, though, that at the internet now we have to choose between either recipes that are probably wrong by AI or a recipe that has like an 8-paragraph intro about someone's fucking grandmother.
God, I hate
Don't you love that? It's like,
I love that.
Back in the homestead, we used to do that. You know, now that
I want to know how to make chili. Talk no more.
Well,
I'm a trad wife.
Yeah. The history of garlic started back in the 1600s. I don't care. I have it in my hand now. I just want to know what to do with it. You know.
There was an old Onion headline that I think has disappeared in the mist. I didn't write it, but I remember really laughing at it. And it was like, story of salad dressing starts with 2 brothers. And it just made me laugh so hard because you always look at the bottle and it says shit like that.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about obviously video games and we'll get into that. So, Mike, you're a gamer.
Yeah.
You consider yourself a gamer.
Are you a real gamer?
I mean, if you check my Steam achievements, which I will never be that person who does that because I hate that idea.
Yeah.
What's Mario's inseam?
Yeah. What's Mario's inseam?
Well, it depends. You're talking Mario 3, we're talking Mario Galaxy. It's different, okay?
You don't even know the difference, you fucking faker.
Does he have the cape? Can he fly? Because that reduces his density by 13%.
My mom says the 3D ones don't count.
It's lower poly, so it's not as fat.
What is you wrote for some games as well?
Yeah,
like, famously Kid Icarus is. Yeah, well, let's get into that.
I worked in localization for Nintendo of America for about 2 or 3 years, and
that sounds terrible.
It was actually great. I loved it. It was a great company. I loved being there. The only downside to Nintendo is that at least in the area I was in the treehouse, which is sort of like the kingdom of heaven, is that nobody's fired and nobody ever leaves, which means that the job you get is the job you're going to be doing for a decade and a half. Now, you'll make more money. It's not like they freeze you into one thing, but it's a place that you get to keep doing things, but it's not really a place you get to grow a lot because nobody's leaving, because it's one of the few jobs in video games that ain't firing people.
Yeah.
But I really like you have tenure, like.
I think with the treehouse, it's just sort of like, because you're in a position that's like a skilled position and they've built a lot of trust in you to do this, and you're doing a lot of interaction with the Japanese teams at NCL. I think that there's a little more like institutional belief that we want to keep you there. You know, like we found someone who can do this job, who is good at communicating with other teams in other languages, whether that be through a translator or not, and is not going to lose their fucking mind when they meet one of these people. Which I found out after I interviewed was one of the criteria for hiring, was on the interview just not being weird about Nintendo.
Yeah. That's probably hard to do that. I mean, being a big fan, like, was that hard to subdue or not kind of like, yeah.
It's more like they want to make sure that when you talk about it, you are knowledgeable, but you're not on the interview being like, oh my God, I love you. I worship you so much. Like, you are like, I'm just like freaking out right now. I'm talking to you, because they know that you're going to be meeting with, back then, Iwata was still alive, and like, you'd have to, sometimes interact with him, and they didn't want someone who's going to start weeping in front of Miyamoto, even if you wanted to, just because these are Japanese businessmen in their 60s who do not want to see an American man weep in front of them.
It's not like, BioBilly was actually a pretty good game. Like, you're really trying to sell it to them. Like, I really liked it.
I will say the best part of Nintendo of America when I was there, though, is each conference room was named after a game. And I was there in the late Wii era. So they still had some GameCube game named Office Spaces. And there was a conference room called Eternal Darkness. And it was such a funny place to get your meeting scheduled in. And it was a very bright room. There was windows out into a very nice lawn. But it was like you have a 10 a.m. booked in Eternal Darkness.
Oh, that's
Then the music cues up, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
That's how I started each meeting. Some guy comes out, just all somber.
Yeah.
What will be some other funny Nintendo?
Yeah, I want to know more.
Themed rooms. What would be some good ones? Yeah.
I mean, I think there was like, your usual like Donkey Kong, Mario, like Yoshi's Island might have been its own conference room. They when I got there, it was a new building. They just demolished the old building and actually replaced it with a soccer pitch that they called Hyrule Field, which I thought was very clever.
Was
that was very clever?
Was there a SCAT conference room from the game SCAT? This Special Cybernetic Attack Force?
No, there was not.
Oh man, that would be perfect.
I think they dropped the ball on not having a SCAT conference room.
That was the executive washroom.
No, they didn't have that. They didn't have that.
I've never heard of that game.
Oh yeah, it's a classic Nintendo. I guess a shoot 'em up, a horizontal shoot 'em up kind of.
Is it on your emulator so we can play it in the next retro bits?
I mean, maybe it's not a bad game. It's just named after shit. That's all.
You know? I feel like I've played it. I just don't remember anything.
They pitched it and they set the expectations.
You're like a flying guy, and you fly, and you have like a gun. It's just like a very slow moving horizontal shmup kind of. And I think you can go up and down too. But yeah, it's just kind of like it's like Legendary Wings in a way, like sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legendary Wings wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. Then you got to work on Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. A very hard game to find, by the way. It's a very expensive, rare game.
It is. I don't make any money on it, but yeah, it is. I think like last time I was super depressed a couple years ago, I bought myself like one of those graded copies of it, and it was more expensive than I wanted it to be. And I think if I hadn't worked on it, I would not have done that at all, even though I liked the game. But I was like, this game, like, it is a game that when it came out, I was already gone from Nintendo. And I remember at the time when it came out, I'd been like, okay, maybe no one, it didn't get bad reviews, but I was like, maybe there's one of those games that just comes out and nobody really notices it. And, that's the way of the world. And it felt like it has gained a reputation over the last 15 years that it did not have upon release, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah. That happens with movies like Wet Hot American Summer, things like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I never played it, but I looked up the videos on YouTube and it kind of had that Panzer Dragoon, like kind of on rails, but not kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's also
there's a video of him just rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah. It does have a lot of that in its DNA.
Yeah.
A lot of rolling.
So what are you playing now? Anything good or particular?
I'm playing I've been playing a lot of the Slay the Spire 2 in early access, which has sort of been my 15 minutes before I gotta go out of the apartment type game.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of like it's not like I'm gonna spend 2 hours on this, but it is nice. I've been playing First Light, which I've been really liking. I'm not even a big James Bond guy. Like I like James Bond, but I've never been like new James Bond in the theaters, gotta see it. And it's maybe one of my favorite James Bond stories I've played in a long time. Or like James Bond stories of any media that I've experienced. I've just really been having a good time with it. And I'm still finishing up Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, which I probably will never finish, as with 90% of Dragon Quest games I play, where I get to right about the end and then for some reason don't finish it.
Have you tried Mina the Hollower yet?
I have it, and I played the first hour of it, and it's just like I have so much other things going on in my backlog that it is now in the backlog.
It's so hard. Like
it sounds hard.
It's great, but it's like, God damn, this is hard. Like
Brian, get good.
I can't. I'm not good anymore. I'm just not good anymore. I realize.
I put a few hours into it, and the key is to keep your distance from the enemies, and they time it perfectly when you have that little mace where if you get aggro, not the shield guys, the other guys, you have to just get the first tap right when they're just within 2 pixels, and then blah blah blah, and then get that axe, which very much feels like Castlevania, where you kind of lob the axe at them, and so then when you have to master the whole like borrow, and then right when you come up, jump over the so you could those 2 tile holes and things like that. My big thing, and I say this carefully because the guy, when I tweeted about it being really cool, this one of the artists who worked on it followed me. He's a pixel artist, and my problem is I'm playing it on my PC, and so it's a very like micro or macro pixel kind of game, so that all the sprites look really big, and I'm like, like this. And the thing is my thing is I'm enjoying it. Everything is fun. The graphics are really, really good, but the sense of location I'm having a really hard time with. I'm like, is that the part with the flames or with the catwalks or like, wait, and then I keep getting lost. And then somebody in reviews was like, and then when you get to this point, everything opens up. I'm like, no, tell me where to fucking go.
Yeah.
I even had that problem with Pragmata too. Like in Pragmata, it's like the map's like, okay, this is the zone you're in. Well, where am I going? Nah, you're in that zone, so fuck you. Go find it. I'm like, you could click and do the whole like look around. And I'm like, I don't need to know where the net power up. I need to know where my fucking objective is.
Yeah, apparently they made it really hard in the beginning. It gets easier as you go along, which is an interesting idea, but it's driving me crazy. Like I can't I don't know. I'm not gonna give up, but I'm just like, God damn it, where do I go next? And I keep dying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it. It'll probably just be. We'll see. I feel like I'm with like Soulsy games that are hard. For some reason, it's like 50% of them. I sort of like have this intuitive click, and I'm like, I got it. And then the other 50%, I'll put like 20 hours in and be like, oh, I'm having the worst fucking time possible.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like there's no rhyme or reason on which game it applies to.
Yep. Some things just click and some things don't.
I love how Souls-like just became the term for hard. Like you couldn't just say it was hard. And so many of those games, like I really never played a lot of them, but every time I look up the videos, it's just like, okay, swipe, dodge the attack, hit weak point, repeat. I'm like, and now the enemy's health bar is like this, and you've done this much damage.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm
repeat that 97 times, you'll beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite things you did, Mike, was the novelization of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. And I remember hearing about this game forever, and it was one of the things that you couldn't really play modern, in these modern times until they re-released it, or they didn't even. I don't think they remastered. It was just like a re-release. And I remember
it was it was almost like a DVD re-release where it was like more extras than it almost was game.
Right. Yes.
In a good way. In a good way.
I remember playing it, and the game only takes maybe 45 minutes to play, or an hour, but it is such a Mystery Science Theater type game that you're playing or watching. It's just really just like, but one of the worst things ever. And tell us about how that came about, where you were asked to, or did you pitch that to write the novelization of this terrible game?
Jared Petty and Jeremy Parrish, who were at Limited Run Games together at the time, they emailed me and they're like, hey, we've seen that you liked talk about those old World of Power books. And if you guys don't know, World of Power books were these books by Scholastic for kids that were novelizations of NES games.
Blaster Master, Ninja Gaiden,
Metal Gear, Mega Man 2. Now, here's the thing about those novelizations. They were clearly written by teams that were handed like a couple pages about the game and maybe got sent a free copy that they never played. And so outside of maybe weirdly like Blaster Masters kind of became canon over time. Yes. But outside of that, every other one is so batshit. Like the Metal Gear one, Solid Snake's name is like Justin, and he's just some fucking dude. Like it makes no sense. There's a Castlevania one that like they're all kind of. It's almost like imagine if you had to write fan fiction of a game just based on looking at the cover of the game, like and that's about where you are.
Yeah. It's like the Mega Man 1 box art story. They just told him what it was, and the guy just decided okay, this guy's got a gun, sure. Yeah.
That's the word is like this like young looking dude, like
yes, exactly. And so
but some dude was at his easel, probably in like El Paso, like what's it say? Fuck it. It's kind of like
probably got paid a lot then. Back in the day, that was probably like a lot of money.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Limited Run Games saw me making fun of those and was like, hey, would you like to do one of those? And their first pitch was like, pick something that we're working on to do. And everything they were like, no, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. And then eventually they were like, hey, we actually bought complete IP rights to Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Oh my God.
So why don't you do that? Because we don't have to go through any approvals on anything you do because we would be the one doing the approvals.
So it won by default.
Yeah, it won by default.
Nobody claims to own this game. No one claims the rights to it.
I think they bought the rights for like $30. Like it could not have been expensive to get full IP rights on that. But I do see their point, whereas like if they were doing a re-release of, I don't know, if they wanted me to do a funny Doom book or something, they do a ton of Doom re-releases, but there's 1,000 layers of approvals for that. Whereas for Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, I just literally the book I wrote outside of copywriting fixes is the book that they fucking published.
Yeah.
And it's just me making fun of the game. It's just me saying how bad the game is. It's me at certain points saying I'm not going to say this part of the game because it's so bad. I'm just going to skip around it and tell a different story.
Yep.
And it's just me overtly saying these things too. And it was fun. It was fun writing like a bonkers novel by playing a game on like a DOSBox emulator a couple times and just watching YouTube replays 1,000 times and being like, all right, I'm just going to rip this thing apart.
Yeah. I think it was like $7 one day on PlayStation. I'm like, yeah, I got to give it a try. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. It's like,
awful.
It's like so hard. It's so trying to be like softcore porn too at some parts. Like,
that's the question I have. Somebody said like it was a porno game, and from what I looked up on YouTube and the many articles that I read, it basically like it feels like the setup for all like 1990s VHS porn.
Totally.
Like Southern California itself is almost like a character. I'm like, oh, that looks like an Orange County office park. Oh, that looks like it's closer to Venice. Oh, where did they film that?
It's so bad. If you know LA geography, you're like, how does this chase scene go over like 30 square miles in 4 minutes?
They must have filmed that before noon because it hasn't burnt off yet. The sun's not out yet.
Yeah.
And that girl, the opening bit with the girl where she's like, maybe you'll get to know a little bit more about me. And I'm like, ooh, wearing like the 90s makeup with the hair and everything. And I'm like, and then apparently the camera just zooms in on her boobs at one point. Like,
yeah, there's this very like uncomfortably long like shower scene, but again, it's all just like still images. It's not like move. They don't, it's
not even FMV. It's just it's stills with pictures, narration. Yeah.
And it's uncomfortably long part of her in the shower, and it's like it never ends. It seems like, and it's like nothing is happening. Like, what are we doing here? And the guys, and then it cuts to him. The guy's like changing, and then she goes back to changing. She's got a towel. It's just like this is the most.
See, this is the 90s porno setup.
It's so,
but
it really is, but it. Yeah,
imagine a whole VHS of 90s porn setup with no porn at the end of it, where you're just like, are you guys ever going to fuck? And you're like, no, this was just a bad movie.
That's like James Gunn's PG porn series, right?
Kinda. And the other funny thing about that shower scene is that I had to watch it so many times that I realized that neither of them are actually getting wet at all in it. And I don't mean that in some gross way. I mean, literally, it's two different people taking showers, and you're like, oh, you're both bone dry, and there's just photos of you holding a soap bar different directions.
I assume whatever hotel they rented just wasn't working. They had no running water or something like that.
They were trying to get zestfully clean.
Zestfully clean.
Any more? Do you want to do any more of those in the future? Like, is that an option? Because it was such a fun idea.
I really liked it. I think it sold for limited run games whatever the opposite of hotcakes is. Like, it sold like cold cakes. Because I think that people are like, do I want to buy a novelization of the worst game of all time?
Yeah.
Maybe. I had a ton of fun doing it. I would do it again. I don't know if it would behoove them to do it again, but they were super supportive during it. I just don't, in all honesty, I don't think I made them a ton of money.
What could be some other games that would be good? Like, I mean...
Oh man,
which is a good segue to the next thing we can talk about, which is shit arcade. So like it's probably anyway. So let's talk about that for a second. So back like it was like a year or two before COVID when I got like the mini Nintendo, the classic Nintendo thing they released, or maybe 2017, I guess, I don't know when it was. And then I modded that, and then it's just like my first jump into emulation pretty much when I found out people could put every game. I put every Nintendo game on this thing, and I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy, right? And you start playing them, and very quickly you realize, wait, a lot of these games are pretty bad. Like you remember them more fondly than what they actually are. And I started playing really these terrible games, and I got really into like RetroPies and things like that. And then I had the idea for the show, which I did at QED in Queens, to play really bad video games with the crowd. And then you do a show, basically the same thing, called Shit Arcade, which I love that name. Where you play like, tell us how. Because I never actually went to yours. Tell us how yours plays out. We kind of like sit in a panel, we play the game, riff on them. How does yours play out, or is it similar way, I assume, with the crowd?
It's kind of it's sort of like I will host, so I'm usually at a podium, and then we have, depending on the show, like when we did the Netflix is a Joke festival the other year, and we had like 6 people on stage, 6 comedians, because we had a big stage, and we wanted a lot of cool people. And so, and when those are on, it's usually like I'll host, and everyone's on stage at the same time, but I'm not playing. I'm usually talking about the game. I'm giving a little history about the game. I'm the one who's like, we've seen enough of this, or you two, you're going to play each other on Shaq Fu. And so it's sort of like organized chaos. When I do it in comedy festivals, it's usually a smaller group of comedians, because usually I have a smaller stage to work with. And so, like I'll pick about, 3 to 5 bad games, depending on what I want to do with them. And I basically tell the comedians beforehand what games we'll be playing, but a lot of comedians that I have on the show don't even like games, which is also good, because when you see someone who's bad at playing games frustrated with a game, it's also funny.
Yes.
And then I play it, and usually I try to do a span of years. There's a lot of great old Famicom games. Like there's a game called A Week of Garfield, which is a Japanese only Garfield game that is near impossible.
I gotta try that.
And it just is so punishing, and it looks so happy, but it's such a mean game.
Yeah.
But like things like Wayne's World, LSD Simulator for PlayStation 1, which is another Japanese game.
Wait, what?
There is an LSD Simulator, which is kind of like a walking simulator. That it was almost like a interactive Winamp, visualizer. Like that's about as best as I can describe it.
It kicks the llama's ass.
It kicks the llama's ass. Yeah, and so like just Austin Powers for Game Boy Color, which there were two Austin Powers games made by Rockstar Games.
One was like a pocket organizer, like whatever that thing is, right?
They were both pocket organizers, but one was Dr. Evil themed and one was Austin Powers themed, and they were almost the identical exact same thing.
Can you imagine like your parents, my son likes Austin Powers, and you bring that home, and it's just like, what the fuck is this, Mom? Like, what are you doing? This isn't a game.
It's no Britney Spears dance game.
We just played the Britney's Dance Beat for Game Boy.
I played that one. I've played that one.
Yeah, we I don't know if you've ever done a big crowd pleaser that almost becomes demanded at my show is Beat 'em and Eat 'em or Custer's Revenge for the Atari 2600.
Custer's Revenge is often requested. And I've had Beat 'em and Eat 'em requested. The reason I haven't done those yet is I have had some people bring their kids to the show, and so I've been like, I can have people swear. It's weird, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, a Genesis game with violence and people swearing, I'm fine with. But a game about like maybe raping a woman, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I know it's like, Atari 2600,
right?
But I feel weird when there's like a 10-year-old there watching it.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, when we do it, we pass around the controller and we try to whoever can get the high score. We usually shame and yell at them, but it's like sometimes people look, I'm just really good at this, okay? I can't help it. Yeah. But it's such a fun, the people who'd never seen or heard about that game, when they see either of those, jaws dropping, people cannot believe
it's crazy. Yeah.
That Beat 'em and Eat 'em is a real game. Like, no, this guy's just jacking off the roof into their mouths. What's the big deal? Like that was a game they made back then, but yeah.
It's like Kaboom with yellow cum.
Yes. Basically. But
he's dehydrated, really,
You're exactly correct.
That's all it is. What was the worst game you ever played at your show? Or even a couple?
The worst game I ever tried to play at my show was I thought it would be funny to make them play with the Game Boy Spanish to English translator app that was just on a cartridge. And I realized that was so boring that it was not a good idea to put on a bad game show. Because it wasn't a game, and I think it was like my second or third time I'd been doing it, so it was like 2017 or 18. And I just remember being like, oh, this will be funny. And it was dead silence for like 3 minutes. And I was like, let's never do this one again.
No mas. Yeah, sometimes I've done that too, where it's like you pick something that's so bad, and it's like nobody's having fun. Like it's not even like in a fun, awkward way. It's like, no, this is just super boring. Like, please move on to the next game.
Like it's almost like you want a game that's bad enough where everyone can see it and go, oh, that's bad, but also the audience can be engaged enough where they think that they could figure out how to get past this if they just shout the right thing. That's the other thing I kind of like about that show is it's one of the few comedy shows where when audiences are shouting, usually it's like actually a good emotional boost to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's almost like a sporting event where people are like, jump, no, go up there, go up there.
We've had the crowd get invested to like the game is shitty, the level's really hard, and then when the person finally gets past, everyone's like, oh,
so
it's great.
The two I can remember is Pit Fighter for Super Nintendo. We tried the other day on our show last month, and then the terrible Batman Forever game that was made by the Mortal Kombat suit, which is one of the worst games I've ever seen. I can't make it past that first screen. I don't know what to do, or like it's a second screen. I have no idea. And then one time, somebody finally just because you push select to shoot your batarang, not Y, X, or B or A, select, and which nobody ever does. And the whole place went, "Oh my god!" Like freaked out one time. And
wasn't it that mystery dude that always shows up and always like knows the secret thing?
There's one guy who knows every little trick. We played Baby's
It's so
Kids,
great.
And he's just like, actually, you push LR and up to do an uppercut, and it's like, what? And we did it. Yeah, that's how you beat Bebe's Kids. You have to do a secret uppercut, which they don't tell you.
Oh my god, we did Bebe's Kids once, and having to explain to an audience what Bebe's Kids was, and we don't die, we multiply. Like you got to go through a whole thing.
It's so bad. It really.
I totally blocked that one out. Like it's just like that was like 90s. Like was it traditionally animated? I think
it was traditionally animated. It was that era of the 90s when like. You know how like every 10 years Western animation's like, we're finally going to do like cartoons for adults. And they do it for like 2 years and then stop. It was in that period of the early 90s.
Yeah.
It was around Cool World. Remember Cool World? It was like that era.
Yeah. You don't have sex with noids or tunes. I looked up the sex scene there like last year, and it was so pitifully awkward.
Yeah.
All the cartoons were out the window, like looking at it and everything like that. It's just like
so bad.
Hollywood, if she could, and she will.
Her name was Hollywood.
Yep.
See, that works on 2 levels. And a botanical level.
I get it now. Wow.
There was a game that went unexpectedly way better than we thought. Was Baby Boomer for NES.
I've never played that one.
It's a light gun game. Well, you can play with the controller, so it's easier now. You can still play it. But basically, it's just there's a baby going across the screen that you don't control. What you do control is a reticle on screen that you have to shoot things out of the way of the baby. There's dynamite. There's a a lightning cloud. There's a squirrel jumps out of a bush, a snake. And people got really into this game and were cheering, trying to get to the end of the first level, and the whole place went crazy. But it was a very fun one to try.
It's basically like Gyromite, but with a baby.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get you. I mean, I like that. Why not?
Sold. Your book, Good Game, No Rematch.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Loved it.
Thank you very much.
I told you I loved it. It was so fun. Just about your life, your childhood, history of gaming growing up and what it meant to you. So many funny, sad stories in that book.
Yeah. That was fun.
Tell us about I don't know how that came about or any stories from that.
I think I always like doing comedy about video games. And for a few years, I was trying to figure out a one-man show about games. And it just wasn't quite coming together the way I wanted it to. Because I felt either the stories I was trying to tell in an hour, I couldn't quite fit them right. Or, when I tried to boil things down too much, it became a little too much of hey, remember this, but without any content behind or weight behind it.
Sure.
And so I finally realized that the stories I was telling needed a little more space. And so I, talked to my agents and I put together a book pitch for it. And luckily, since I'd done the boss fight books about Silent Hill 2 and the other book about Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, I at least had some proof of concepts that I could write a book. And, fortunately, HarperCollins bought it and I got to make it, which was super, super fun. And that was over the course of a year and a half.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's again, I think one of your strengths is your self-deprecating humor. Even an article you write, a small article, has always got something about, I hate myself, but
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely a reminder that at some point I'll be relieved when I'm dead. Yeah.
We hope that's not for a while, but yeah.
Who knows? I don't know anything, but who knows?
Where do you think with the articles where you do mock the gaming culture and everything, what are the responses to that? Because I think most people, if they see you on the Gamer or website, should understand. But if some random person sees this article, do they think it's real? Some of these things where you're making fun of them, and they are they with you, or you know what I mean? What are some of the responses you get from?
I mean, usually when I get angry responses, it's just sort of your boilerplate, DM or. I have, the sort of book me email that I have on my social media, and people, there's a lot of the usual, fuck you, you're the fucking reason games are ruined. And I'm I don't have any power here. Sometimes though, I wrote a while back when people were freaking about consultants, I wrote this article that was essentially me saying that I was going to put everything you hate in a video game. Yeah. But the whole point of the article is how powerless consultants are and how the idea that some 23-year-old consultant is going to change the direction of a AAA game that cost $100 million to make, that they're going to somehow change the entire creative direction of it.
Yeah.
And that article was taken at face value as if I was a consultant putting in things in games. And I was I joked that I was going to put a South American feminist activist in Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you think I could actually do that? They thought I was serious. Yeah. And there was an entire Reddit thread where they were trying to look for those things that I'd said.
Oh my God.
And it was oh, you actually thought I was just admitting to you what I've done in real life, and you didn't realize that this was a bit. And I actually had a friend from high school who kind of yelled at me about it, who thought I was being serious and kind of was hey man, I love you, but you're the reason that there's a problem right now. And I'm no man, I didn't do this.
People just didn't understand the power of satire.
Maybe it wasn't great satire, but it wasn't even hey man, you just fucking missed the point of this. It was really there were some people that were see, this is exactly what we're talking about. At least he admits it. And it's Jesus Christ.
Cliff, did you have any of that stuff when you were making games? Any weird consultants try to tell you, well, do this instead type of thing?
We just made whatever the fuck we wanted to.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're the era of what Sweet Baby Inc. and all that stuff. It's if you show me a game designer that doesn't know what they want to make, he, she, they, whatever, then you have a shitty game designer. I'm sorry. Like, I have some ideas right now and I'm approaching people. I'm like, here's what I want to do. A, B, and C. You don't like it. Fuck off. We don't work together.
Yeah.
It's that. Then you just, you bring in, it's kind of like the efficiency experts in Office Space, like we're just going to bring in these outside. No, sure, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Have fun.
What is it that you do here?
Like, yeah. Absolutely nothing. A straight shooter for upper management right here. No, I mean, we never really did any of that. And I don't know why this has become like a thing. Like, because this is part of the ongoing culture war that we're dealing with online on a day-to-day basis, diversity. I think it's a good thing. And if I want to put a black character in my game, I'm going to do it. I don't need a third party to pay to tell me that black people like to play video games. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like, that's the whole thing I joke about Tyler Perry being rich as fuck. It's like, hey, black people like movies too. Holy shit. There's a concept.
Why do you think, Mike or Cliff, why do you think gamers are so, why do they hate games so much?
They feel like they're losing everything right now.
Yeah.
And they feel like Japan is the only one that gets it. They feel like Western developers don't get it these days. And I don't understand where a lot of that comes from. They want their main female leads to always be total fuck towels. And that's, it's up to the creative to create what kind of protagonist they want to, male, female, whatever. And there's just this whole, if we give an inch, then they're going to take everything, and them being the radical left and all of that. It's like, I always believe the market will bear what the market will bear. If the game is great and people won't care what the characters are, what their story is, as long as the game is interesting and compelling. All that stuff, only becomes an issue if the game isn't fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for a lot of these people, it's also like, and I know this is a cliche, but I do think there's a truth to it where, your favorite SNL cast is always the cast that was when you were 13.
I always say that.
You know what I mean? And I think for a lot of video games, it's the same, where it's like, oh man, if we just went to the way things were when I was at my peak of, ability to believe in wonder, and I could understand these things, if things just hit me the same way Final Fantasy VI hit me when I was, 15, I would be fine. And it's like, well, things aren't going to hit you that way anymore, or things are going to hit you differently. And I think a lot of people just have trouble accepting that, and they try to think, no, the world must have changed. I didn't change. And I think it's a combination of the two. The world changes and you change.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because one of our prior guests was another writer, creative, Tom Bissell, who worked on Gears 4 and 5, and he made a very similar point. People are in love with a memory, and that's the thing, is to this day, I still go back and make Gears great again. And I'm like, I thought 4 and 5 were good, but you're in love with a memory. You're in love with the first time you played through that, and the first time you met these characters. You might never get that same high again in your mid to late 30s. It's not how the human brain works. And that's why my brother once told me, it's pretty on the nose, but he said nostalgia is the most powerful drug.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, this weekend they're showing off some of what Gears of War E-Day is, and it's one part, give the people what they want. On the other hand, it's it's member berries. That South Park perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole 13 years old. It's like, it's not 1-to-1, because Chris Rock, though, talking about like the music that you loved when you first started dating, like you will love for the rest of your life. And for me, that's West Coast 90s hip hop. And I listen to all the new rap these days, and I'm like, man, they're just mumbling the whole time. Is this AI shit? Like, what is that? And like, is there a point? Is there a message? And it makes me happy when the niece is not allowed to buy the Tupac sweatshirt at Target because her parents are like, he was a thug. I'm like, and that was the point. Damn it.
And Biggie was better. I'm sorry, I'm in New York. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're never happy with the new Wolverine stuff that just came out this week too.
Yeah.
They showed people broke down that video and analyzed it and hated it. Like, his suit's regenerating. This game sucks. It's like, what are you watching? Look, it looks great. Like, it looks like Spider-Man mixed with Mortal Kombat. That's what I feel like the new Wolverine looks like. It looks violent. It looks fun. It's fluid like the Spider-Man games. Like, it's gonna be fun. Like, who cares what his suit does? Like,
also, do you want to be able to have his body be injured, but his suit does not heal, or do you want a game that's under $70? Like what? Like how much fidelity do you need that you're willing to spend extra money for to hire someone specifically to make sure that we can see his injuries, but his suit stays the same?
Yes. he's got to buy a new suit every week. Come on, that's impossible.
I also think, for a lot of people, it's also, when I say gatekeeping, I almost mean reverse gatekeeping, where it's like, I approve. No, this is a real game. I'm the person who says if this game counts. And I think a lot of people want that role. You know what I mean? Where it's like they want to be like, no, that's not a real God of War game because it doesn't have the God of War. And I get that. And I also, by the way, do think that's different from, criticism over what have you. Like, I think that there is legit criticism to be made of any game at all. Like, sure. But you do have a certain type of person who wants to be like, they'll look at a trailer and by the trailer alone be like, that is a game. That's a real game. Or like, nope, the wokes ruin that game.
Oh, do you want to go down this rabbit hole right now? Because we could do this because we haven't talked about it on the podcast.
Which one?
Mixtape.
Oh man. Oh yeah. I didn't. You know what? I respect what it was doing, and I respect that people liked it. And I respect it was not for me.
I read that you wrote that, and I was surprised, but also I was like, yeah, that was a great explanation of why you said it didn't click. But you weren't like, this game sucks, blah blah. You're just like, didn't hit me, and I wasn't that kid growing up. I didn't do all that stuff, but I was just like, this is a cool story. That's all how I felt about the game.
Well, I mean, that's how I feel about your fandom about the Knicks. Like every time I open Brian's social pops up, it's like Knicks. I'm like, I get it, man. I don't care about the fucking Knicks. I respect the Knicks.
I'm gonna make you care about them.
They're gonna burn down the city if they win. Okay, fine. But I'm not like, I'm gonna make it my mission to hate the Knicks, and the Knicks shouldn't exist. Right. They're not a real team. I'm going to go over here rooting for the Carolina Hurricanes. Fuck your Knicks. Like, no, it's the Knicks. It's not my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's so many, like, I'm always like, just go to another game. There's 50 games that release every week. Pick another one. Like this,
the mixtape is ruining everything.
Right, yeah, this is an example. IGN gave it a 10. Okay, well, a guy really clicked with it.
Yeah, right.
I guarantee you that he has no power over that game.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Like how vocal and loud and annoying. I mean, GTA 6, I mean, I'm worried about what's going to happen as far as like people are going to try to plow through this game and beat it in a day, even though it's probably 700 hours.
Yeah.
And they're going to complain. And it's like probably going to be one of the best games ever made. Like technically the writing, everything about it's going to be so good. And they're just going to be like, yeah, but there's that one gay scene or so whatever it is. It's like, who cares?
It's
like,
it's going to be such
money. Nobody ever made a lot of money off of liking something. It's not cool to like things, and now we're in the era of rage bait and bots and
hot takes.
Something could this is great, and then there's the actually guy. Well, nah, I didn't like it. Oh, what is it? This guy's got a take. Let's see what he has to say. And
let's give him his own show.
And then I mean that's the thing is one of the YouTube channels I do watch is the Critical Drinker, and he's a total cunt, and I can say that because I have Irish friends and. Occasionally he does make a good point. I'm like, okay, that's a good point. And then he will actually like something. I'm like, wow, he actually likes this. I said actually like 16,000 times right there. But it's the contrarian has become the person who profits the most these days.
Yeah.
Speaking of liking things from your childhood, did you see He-Man yet this week?
No, is it already out? I thought it was out. I guess it is out. It's Friday.
I saw it last night at the Alamo. Was
it everything you wanted?
Not everything, but it was very
looking forward to it.
I'll say as Turtles is my number one, He-Man is number two, Thundercats a close third. But He-Man has always been like, I love He-Man, and it was really good. It looked amazing. I'm gonna say people are freaking out. They nailed Skeletor. They really did.
That's what I've heard. I've seen like people online be like, I regret to inform you, but this is Jared Leto's best performance.
It's hysterical because look, he's a weirdo. Skeletor's a weirdo. Why wouldn't this work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But apparently he's mad because they're not letting him do promo for the movie because he doesn't like what they did for some reason. But he really did a great job. Like Skeletor he's a buffoon character in the Frank Langella version from 1988 with the Dolph Lundgren movie. He was very serious and mean and type of thing. But this one, he's got his buffoonery, he's got his evilness. It's a perfect mix. Everything looked really cool. Some things were a little forced, I can't even tell you how many, and this is true. Again, it's a kids' movie, but there was probably 9 or 10 fisting jokes because of Fisto, the character. Not even joke, like full on wink, wink, fisting, like Joe. I was like, we get it.
We get it.
I mean, they even had that in Project Hail Mary, fist my bump. You know?
Yeah.
But this is for kids.
But I mean, those are the best jokes. The ones where the parents are like, and the kid's like, "Why is that funny?" You know,
yeah,
I don't get it.
They did it so many times. There was a couple like after the 6, they're like, all right, we get it. But overall,
my main question though is Orko in it?
I will not say anything.
Okay, but yeah, overall, you liked it.
Yeah, it was cool, and I think they, everybody looked like the action figure, and that's what you want.
Yeah,
in these, you want, like, remember like the original X-Men movies, like the first one they did, like they all wore just the same black suit. It's like, wait, no, we don't want that. Like these all looked like the action figures that I had as a kid. It was really, so that was a good thing. They I think, like you always say, Cliff, they gave us what we want. It was it was definitely more corny than Mortal Kombat 2. Like there's some corny and cheesiness to this that MK2 didn't really have, I felt, but it was, they did a good job of it. Yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I definitely recommend if that's your thing, which it should be. It's fucking He-Man.
Yeah. You know what? This week has gone by fast where I was like, I don't know what day it is anymore.
Yeah.
But I do want to see that. See that.
I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah. There's not too much Earth stuff like there was in the 80s movie where they spent the entire fucking time on Earth for some reason.
Yeah, you want to see probably budget, but you want to see Eternia. Same reason like the Mortal Kombat 1 was just mostly like not in the Outworld, because they didn't have the budget for it.
Yeah. I'm also glad though that like movies based on these properties are starting to trust the properties a lot more, like where we don't have to like I know people had mixed feelings about the Mario films, but what I liked about it wasn't like there's a prophecy and that's why power-ups work. And it's like, no, they just work. There's just power-ups, they go. And I like that video game movies are doing that now rather than needing to like build in all this like lore landfill to try to like make things make sense.
Lore landfill, I love that.
Do you know what I mean though? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Zelda's might be a little heavy on that because it's gonna be the more serious like live action. This is a true tale of a hero type of movie.
Well, that game has prophecies and shit, so that's a little more built into the DNA.
Sure, yeah, but that should be good.
I mean, I love the Sonic movies and the Mario movies.
Yeah,
I knew exactly what I was going for, and as we said, give the people what they want.
And you have like fans in them too, like Ben. Like I know Ben Schwartz, and he's a massive video game fan. So like having him play Sonic isn't just like a good move because he does a good Sonic voice. It's like someone who clearly loves the shit out of this doing it.
Yeah. I just auditioned to be in the new Turtles cartoon, and that would be like a fucking dream.
Oh, nice.
So
wait, who
Bebop or Rocksteady?
Yeah, exactly. That's totally what I was thinking.
Well, so funny. So like when I saw that they're doing teeny Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's a Nickelodeon show for kids, right? So they're not teen, they're kids. So when I saw it, I was like, man, that'd be cool to like audition to be Shredder or something. And I got the Shredder and the Vernon Fenwick audition. So remember Vernon, the annoying camera guy that worked with April O'Neil in the cartoon? It's that guy. So yeah, it'll be awesome. We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a dream job right there.
That'd be
never know. I'll put it out there. So
did you ever see? I think it was somebody did the skit middle-aged Ninja Turtles or something. Yeah, that was good.
I think I saw a shirt, but I never saw the skit.
Yeah, somebody made something, of course, online.
Yeah, we were at a party in LA, and a dude brought a date, and I was like, "Hi, what's your name?" She's like, "My name's April." I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "I'm April O'Neil." I'm like,
"No, what?"
like the Ninja Turtles? I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "No way." And yeah. She's like this big, pretty little brunette thing, and that's like my wife's like, "What do you do?" And she's like, "I'm an adult actress," and I'm like, okay. And so like we're in the cab on the way back to the hotel, and my wife and I are like, April, like, yep, no, and there's the jumpsuit, nope, there goes the jumpsuit, yep, and you go, April.
That guy must be Rocksteady.
Oh, he's gonna shred her.
Oh,
I cannot stand porn parodies. I just cannot stand them. I'm sorry. Like I understand. Like I just when I see live action people doing like being Mario and Peach, I'm like, get out of here, get out of here. Come back to me when you're like a Boston employee or something. Get out of here.
They did like Family Guy, and they had James Dean was who's the big hornball on that show? I can't remember his name right now.
Quagmire.
Quagmire go, and they had a shot of like James Dean going giggity. I'm just like, oh Jesus, like who is this for?
Yeah, I love that someone's like at their computer, like doing this, like, let me edit this part out. Like they're doing, his dick's not big enough, right? Make it a little bigger. It's just like, what are you doing?
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do a couple of quick random questions. What's the worst game you've ever played, just in general, Mike?
The worst game I've ever played. That's a tough question.
It could be modern, it could be old, whatever. Yeah.
God. You know, the most disappointing game, because I won't say worst because I've played so many bad games, is it was a game I didn't quite enjoy and I still don't quite like, which was Solar Jetman. Oh. And I begged for it for the NES. I was a kid. I think I just liked the cover of it. And when I got it, it was, I don't know what it was that I was expecting, but it wasn't that. And I just remember unfairly hating that game as much as I did, but still carrying over dislike for that game. So that's probably, it has no reason to be the most disappointing game to me, but that's the one that pops into my head the most, where I was just like, why did I get this? I wasted a Christmas. Like, it was like that feeling.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we didn't get every, like now we just buy whatever we want.
Right.
But back then, you know, once every few months, if that, you'd get a game maybe, or so like you better have liked that game you got. And if you didn't, you're like, fuck, I'm stuck with this shit for 6 months.
Right. Yeah. And it's not a bad game. It's just arguably not a game that I wanted. But as a kid, I was so mad at it. And I was convinced that it must be awful.
That's so funny.
That just sounds like a bad Japanese translation. It's like, Solar Jetman. The second we finish here, I'm going to go Google all this shit.
Yeah. Cliff, do you have a really bad game that you remember?
Oh, I thought I told you it was Athena on the Nintendo. Yeah, like I beat every fucking game, man. I was hardcore, and I could not beat that game just because it glitched out towards the end. Like sprites were flickering. Like I hit the Donkey Kong kill screen later in the game, and it was just like running at like seconds per frame at that point. Yeah. It was just the biggest pile of shit. You had like a weapon, and the melee range was like 3 pixels. Yeah, I remember. Like we're here complaining about the mouse game right now. Which the weird name, but yeah, I hear it's selling well, so good for them. But yeah, and the thing was, you know, my happy moment was when we were flying to Southern California to visit my family when my mom eventually moved me out there. And my brother, I looked in his luggage, and he had bought me Strider for the Genesis. And I went and got the X-Acto blade that we had in the house, and I opened it and I carefully took Strider out of the box, and I played level 1, and I put it back in. And he to this day still doesn't know that I played it.
I'm gonna send this to him. So
that's crazy.
That's funny.
Yep. It was like some Mission Impossible shit.
Strider was the good version for Genesis.
Like you're sliding down the hill, everything's exploding. You're fighting a giant cybernetic gorilla. There's like Russians everywhere. That was back when you could have like games named Russian Attack. Get it?
Yep. A modern game that I think is one of the worst is Balan Wonderworld or Wonderland. Did you play that?
Oh my god! I think I bought it on a Steam sale for like $1 when it was like after it had already been like rejected by all of humanity.
Yeah,
that was a good game.
Awful, like it was the weirdest, and I'm all about weird games. This was just so bad. It was made by a Final Fantasy guy, I think, or like a pretty well known guy.
Is it like an RPG?
I don't. No, it's trying to be a Mario-ish type of game. It's complete garbage. It's really, really bad, and I always hate it.
It's from that era when like a lot of platformers were like, how do we? It was like that early, I think like not early 2000s, but 2000s, early teens, sort of like, how do we create the new Sonic the Hedgehog Mario? Like, what's the new gimmick that makes a platformer work? And there was a lot of those games, and I think it was like one of those.
I feel like this came out. Did it come out like 2020 or 2019? Like it wasn't even that long ago.
It wasn't even that long ago, was it?
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like they're trying to. This could have been a thing because it looks cool, but then you play it, you're like, oh my god, I hate this. I hate it.
Balan Wonderworld.
Balan.
Yeah.
Balan Wonderworld. I think it's called. Yeah. What's your favorite cereal, Mike?
My favorite cereal is probably Chex.
Regular corn Chex or rice Chex?
Rice Chex. I like rice Chex. I don't like Chex Mix. But I like Chex. I like Chex with milk. Mix. That's what I like. So I would say, and that's how you know it's true, because you asked the worst game and it took me forever, and you said best cereal. I was like Chex, of course, Chex.
I'm a big corn Chex guy. I like rice, but I like the corn Chex ones. I think
I'll take corn Chex.
Was there like a Chex video game at one point?
Yeah, Chex Quest. It was kind of like a Doom parody.
Yeah.
That you can actually now buy as a game for like $4. For like it was a Doom parody that they put on the cereal box. Like, Doom parody / I think they just like did, different art assets.
Mike, you know what I'm thinking? Your next book.
My next book would be Chex Quest. Honestly, if they offered it, I would take it.
I'd read the shit out of that.
I am so available to purchase and to sell out. Just ask.
I'm over here with my Raisin Bran Crunch. It's got 2 scoops to this day.
See, I have kids, so I have a lot of cereal in my house compared to you two. We have a lot of different things, and I'm always we got Oops All Berries. You know, we got Lucky Charms.
That guy was fired, by the way.
Who was fired?
The guy who fucked up with the berries.
But then they're like, no, let's run with it. Let's print 1 billion boxes. Yeah.
I'm
happy
sorry,
accident.
That weirdly hit me in a weird way.
He forgot to pull the lever to get.
Yeah.
Give me the man who did all berries.
You know what's going to be? You guys are going to. I don't know if you hate me for this.
Give the people what they want.
That people think I'm very weird for. When I have cereal, guess what? No milk. Dry.
Oh, that's like one step away from the girl in Get Out.
What do you mean?
That's how you knew she was a villain, the way she ate her cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Some cereal, but like Lucky Charms, no. Like I get like being like Cheerios because you've also raised children, so you probably had like a baggie of Cheerios around you for 10 years.
Sure.
But like,
no milk ever. No milk ever. Ever. Like I used to drink it on the side, like in a cup. You know, I wouldn't like put it in my mouth and then switch to cereal. I would drink the milk, swallow it, and then I would eat cereal dry.
You should not let this info come out while you're auditioning for parts and shows.
People always get weirded out when I say that. I'm like, I don't want mushy cereal. Mini wheats, no matter what it is. I want them dry, hard. I want to cut my throat.
Did you say this on your first date? How long did it take you to reveal this before you trusted the woman that you married?
Yeah.
I think I told her a few years in, maybe. Yeah. Well, the first night she stayed over, we had some breakfast. She was, "What are you doing, you maniac? Don't eat those mini wheats dry."
You try to cover. You're like, I'm all out of milk. Do you know how much hormones is in that?
Yeah.
Like I like oat milk. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll drink it, but I don't like it in the cereal.
Do your kids use milk?
Yeah, and they're very picky, but they both don't mind milk.
So it's not passed on.
Yeah.
No, it might have ended with me.
You would have had the kids that like go to another kid's house, and the other kid's like, "What the fuck is going on with this kid?"
They're putting ketchup on their pizza. What? Like some weird.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be ketchup on the hot dogs.
Wait, that's normal.
No,
which is
ketchup on hot dogs? Of course it is.
There is a little tiny shop in downtown Raleigh called the Roast Grill, and they're really good hot dogs. And they have signs everywhere: no ketchup, no ketchup. If you ask for ketchup, they will kick you out of there.
We're gonna go. Let's go this weekend, and I'm gonna ask for ketchup.
Okay, and I mean, we could film it and make it like it's just a prank, bro.
We're gonna go viral for content. This guy asked for ketchup. You know,
I'll like order like a shitty like ketchup outfit. You know.
Yeah. Who did
order for Heinz 57?
Yeah, there you go.
Get him out of here.
Do you have a favorite candy if you go into a movie theater?
It depends. It sort of depends. I like Raisinets. I like Reese's Pieces. It kind of feels like whatever I'm in the mood for.
Raisinets is old school.
Yeah. I tend to like things that you can like toss in your hand and toss in your mouth versus, I guess, what other candy is there? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
It's a giant slice of pizza.
It's a sentence. As I was saying it, I realized how stupid that sentence was.
Well, you don't like a big lollipop.
Yeah, I don't want a giant lollipop like a ghost from 1890.
Just sit there in the movie theater with the giant one, like would put pigtails in, be like,
yeah. Turn to someone next to me and be like, "These back rooms sure are scary."
Tila's so hot.
You gotta, Mike. Desert Island. What video game for the rest of your life?
Just one. Yep. Just one's a tough question. It might actually be The Sims 2. Just in case if I never, and my reasoning for that is if I never got to see another person for the rest of my life and I was just stuck on an island, I could at least build some sort of like pretend family in The Sims 2. And The Sims 2 is just my favorite in the series. It has
That's the saddest thing I've heard all week.
That's why we got him. That's why we got Mike.
It's like you and Wilson in Castaway.
Yeah, that's basically on Wilson The Sims. I'd create a family. I'd, ingratiate myself with them. And even though I was their god, I'd pretend I wasn't. And, that'd be pretty good.
That's parenthood.
I mean, it's like, I think like if I wasn't doing a sad answer, I'd be like, I don't know, like Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. Like it might be like something like that. But like, I think in terms of what I would do if I actually were on an island, it would be like, well, I want to be able to pretend to have friends.
Yeah. Well, if you were in an island in the near South America, maybe that Spanish to English Game Boy translator might be a good thing.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
Brush up on your skills in case someone comes to rescue you. You know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about.
Like, oh shit, it's only the conquistadors. What do I do?
Ayúdame. Hold on.
Just give me a second. A S.
All I knew before was "Donde está cerveza."
Did you ever use the Game Boy printer?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you have one?
I did.
I didn't have one. But I've used them before, like at cons. I've seen them, and it's like, what a crazy, way ahead of its time peripheral that thing was. Yeah, first time they were this big. The pictures, they were so tiny when they came out. Took 3 hours to print, but what a fun thing.
Somebody out there probably modified those into little LSD tabs.
Oh, probably.
Or full, HD pictures by now or something like that. Nintendo should bring that back. If they made a printer for screenshots, who wouldn't buy that? Right?
Yeah,
I know I would actually. You like buying little arcades, little knickknacks and things like that. Do you have a couple favorite ones that we can end soon? But
sure, yeah. I have a little Street Fighter 2 machine that's about a foot tall that works. And I really love that because it looks exactly like the Street Fighter 2 machine that I played in 7-Eleven for the first time. Like it just looks like the exact machine I remember seeing that game on the first time. Yeah. And I have also like a 12-inch, not a video game, but one of those like Zoltan sort of like fortune teller big type things, which is just very fun to have in the middle of the night if like I'm working at my computer at night, but have the lights off and just have like that on. So that's good. And I have a very cool Space Invaders one that actually does the projection thing where it like is projecting the screen onto like a background the way that some of the old arcade machines did.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? Like it has that like screen. Yeah. And so that's really cool too. And I really like the game Space Invaders. I think that's my favorite classic arcade game just because of the purity of it.
I think it was the first game I ever played, if I remember. It was either that or Pitfall for the Atari, but I remember when I was like 3 or 4 playing Space Invaders. Yeah.
Yeah. So those three I'd say are like the ones that I will also like pull out the most and play the most.
Boom, 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 boom. Space Invaders music.
Pew, pew, pew,
yeah,
pew.
it's terrifying.
Done.
So Mike, your book, Good Game, No Rematch. It's out everywhere. You can get
it everywhere. Out and it should be out in every English-speaking country, including the UK if you're over there. It's also I do the audiobook, so if you love this voice, you can get 8.5 hours of it. And that was super fun doing the audiobook. So and also if we're doing plugs, if any of you folks are in the UK, I'm going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival doing that show we've talked about, Shit Arcade, in almost all of August. You can check out dates. There's a chance in August I'll also be doing a London one, which I will be posting on social media if that comes together, but definitely in Edinburgh. So if you like watching bad video games, the lineup of comedians changes every night. We switch up the games every night. And so no two shows will be the same. So please come out.
That's great. And do you bring the physical games or do you use an emulator for all? Because you do a lot of different systems as I do. I just use an emulator. It's much easier.
I'm bringing a system with games, but I'm also bringing I'm bringing a Mister and a computer as a backup. So I sort of have like 2 fail safes. My intention is to use real video games, but knowing how travel shows can fall apart, I have backup.
Plus, they have different plugs over there.
Yes, they do. As many people have told me from England, as if I have never been to another country.
Bring your own plug.
Different here. Yes, I got it.
Do you know the games you're going to do yet? You want to
definitely doing. I mean, Shaq Fu going to do Time Killers on the, as they call it, Mega Drive. Probably going to do Mortal Kombat Mythologies. There's a fighting game on Switch called Fight of Gods, where you have different gods that fight each other, including Santa Claus and Jesus Christ. And so you could have like Buddha fighing Jesus. And it's not played for laughs. It's just played as like a D-list fighting game.
But it actually kind of sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're almost mad at it because it could have been cool if it just had like 10% more sauce in it.
Right. Yeah. We haven't done Shaq Fu. I played the remastered one a couple years ago. It's fine. It's pretty dumb.
It's a dumb game.
I want a version where like you're Shaq fighting normal sized people, but Shaq like he's out of frame. That would be like that guy in Airplane, right? Where he's like,
Yep. Love it. Folks, check out Mike and all this stuff. What's your Twitter at Mike Drucker?
At Mike Drucker, and on if you're on Blue Sky, just search the name Mike Drucker, and everything else is at Mike Drucker is dead. If that's Instagram, TikTok, yada yada.
Yeah, subscribe to his Substack. It's very funny and sad. at the same time. But thanks for joining us, man. This has been
Thank
great.
you for having me. It's super fun.
It's great to see you. And Cliff, any closing words?
No, man. I think we're all authors here, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay, author.
We did it.
Reading is good.
And Mike did an episode of Playable Characters where you played a skeleton from Castlevania on my other podcast, and it was so
That was so much fun.
It was.
Is the one who's throwing the bones at you?
Yeah.
Is it a metaphor for your self-hatred, Mike?
Probably. I forget the details, but I'm sure that seeped in.
Cool. Well, it was great meeting you outside of the shitty internet.
Yes, you as well, man. You as well. I hope we get to hang out in person sometime.
Absolutely, sir.
You could come down to Raleigh, do one of these cons that we're doing, and maybe
yeah.
What do you do September 5th and 6th? We should get you the Gaming Geek Expo.
Yeah, we got enough time. Get cheap flights. Are you up in New York, you said?
I'm up in New York, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, easy flight.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Awesome,
cool.
Man. Thanks, dude. I'll see you. Everybody else, thanks for watching and listening. And please make sure you tell all your friends. This has been Crunch Time with Brian and Cliffy B. And we'll talk to you next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.